mixing it, church with state.
Yeah.
It's a no-no.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to, is what they taught us growing up. Can't mix church with politics. Well, they mixed it with us.
Well,
and the Holy Spirit has unleashed it back.
Well, kind of going off subject, but
Sorry.
the church we should have more say in the government.
And we are, and that's what I mean.
Yes. We are rising up as a church.
It's time. We've kept our mouth shut long enough. It doesn't matter what we say. We don't get on here. We investigate everything that she's talking about. We look for facts. We're not perfect. And that's when I say I don't care. Because the truth is going to come out. I know one thing about it. We're talking about Jesus. So whatever we talk about makes it truth. And yes, it can all be hypothetical or a theory. They throw science in our face all the time. So why can't we talk about it?
Right.
It's beautiful to be led to your refrigerator and to open up the refrigerator and get a prophetic audible answer is amazing.
Right. So, okay. So as far as the church with the government, it makes me think of, our page on our website, why we are not a 501c3. Okay. The Lord just led me not to do it. And no hate on anybody else, any other ministries that do it. I was just led.
I told her not to do it in the beginning.
Not to do it. And just because it feels like a dirty handshake. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do this if you do this.
And when I say I told her not to do it, I told her not to go the route she went. I told her, why would you go that route? I didn't agree with it. I said, you should do it this way. And that's what I meant. And she did it anyways. And I listened to what she said. And it still doesn't make sense to me until she explained to me the other day when she wrote out this long description of it.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the reason why we are not a 501c3 is because look at what our country is in now. The church as a whole has kind of stood back, thought, okay, well, the Constitution said, the separation between church and state and all this, we can't have any part in it. And plus, if we say something, then our tax exemption can be taken back from us. And so it's really kept the church out of any saying or kind of in guidance to help the righteous leaders that are trying to get into office and things like that. And it feels like, like to save money or to get a tax exemption for me to keep my mouth shut.
And I want to say something.
Nothing against anybody.
No,
else.
because that's how she felt.
How I felt.
And this is why I'm doing this for her. I do this every day in the work field. She is so technical that I have to go, pull back a little bit. But if you already closed this deal and you're talking way over their heads a little bit, and I'm not saying that she is with you, but I want to correct something. I'm thankful for the churches that do not mix the government in the pulpit. I could never stand it in the past when a pastor would make comments about our government. I'm a veteran, but I say this, and this is what she's saying, and they're doing it now. They don't care about the what it causes them. More and more of doing that is not our format. I'm not in a pulpit right now. If I was, I would say the same thing, because for me is when we started hearing the rhetoric of radical Christians, that's when they mixed it. That's when they mixed it. They brought us into that. I am a radical for sure because I'm on fire for Jesus. We have to be careful with the way our tongue speaks sometimes because you can speak life and death out of your mouth.
Well, and we have to be careful what covenants / agreements that we make, not just as a ministry, but as individuals, you know, we each have to answer to God. We don't answer for the other person. We don't. He's going to
God
be coming
bless
up. He's going to be coming up and asking me, what did I do? Why did you do this? And I have to answer for it. Michael's not going to answer for me. He's not going to be standing next to me when that happens.
I talk real to Jesus.
So you know, and I really have to be led by the Holy Spirit on the things that we do. And that just didn't sit right for me.
Good morning, Holy Spirit.
It just felt like an odd, just a bad agreement. And what do they call it? Quid pro quo type agreement, you know.
But the funny thing about it is, do you hear? You know how many people start things and don't read the fine print? This is her saying it feels like a bad agreement. And I'm going, I would have never even read it. You can still get a tax deduction from us, by the way. It is a donation. But and that's where it's at. That's where we are at in our country. We are so confused about what to do next because you don't know. I remember back when I was in school and they talked about the percentage that 1 out of every 10 people in the next 20 years will spend time in jail. That was the percentage back in 2000 or whenever it was. I went to college for 9 years. It took me that long to get it done. And that's what they predicted. And I'm thinking, why are you putting that stuff out? That scares me. I got kids. And I'm thinking, if I sat down like her and read the fine print, I don't know, maybe things would have turned out different for me. And then I look at somebody and I listen to somebody like her that does that for me. She does all of them things for me. And it's a blessing. And she is educating you tonight. If you don't know about it, she's saying protect yourself.
Well, yes, protect yourself. Watch what you do with the agreements and things like that, because it all boils down to becoming covenants. And, you know, if you find yourself in that, or maybe in the past you've done that, you can pray the acts of judgment where, you know, you ask God to lay the axe of any roots, of any relationships, any agreements, anything that are not of Him. You can pray that for yourself. And let me tell you, He will separate you from relationships and everything that is ungodly.
And He'll also allow you to do it.
And He'll allow you to do it, but He'll put you in the position of where it will happen without you even being involved in it. Like, almost like, what just happened? They just, you know, had their say and walked away. And it's like, what just happened? And then, you know, you'll get the revelation, like, they're not for you right now. Or, you know, this position wasn't for you right now. Or,
He'll let you stay until you fall to your knees and say, God, I'm letting go of my rope.